Hi, my name is Paige Smith, and I'm going to be reading this story on Wattpad. It is called AntiSepticeye. It is by TechnoDewdrop, the writer of TechnoDewdrop. She gave me permission to make an audiobook on this. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to do the first chapter on this because it goes around about 8 minutes. So I want to say thank you for giving me permission. And now I want to go off on 3 things. 1, I may not say all the names right, and I'm sorry for that. 2, I can't do accents. Like, I'm not good at doing accents at all. So I'm sorry if I can't do the accents or anything, because I'm probably not going to. And then 3, I'm not allowed to cuss in my family. So I'm probably just going to skip past them or make them different into a different thing. I'm probably going to ruin the book. I know, I'm sorry. But, yeah, let's get right into it. Chapter 1. No, okay. I pulled up to the apartment complex and stared up at the buildings. I had no idea who my new roommate was. I just hoped they weren't mean. My cousin Erwin stepped out of the car and stretched. Erwin was a little rascal. He loved to read comic books, and he was a sneaky little sometimes, clever beyond his years. He had pranked me many times. I was glad to be moving away from him. Honestly, I didn't really mind who my new roommate was, as long as they were nothing like him. "Let's go, Max," he said, grabbing 2 of my bags. "Stay still, Scabbers," I said to the baby mouse in my pocket. Hope they didn't mind pets. I had Scabbers for a few months, so he wasn't too old. I refused to give him up, though. "It's room 77, I said, walking into the front doors. The hallway was beautiful. I examined it closely as we walked by. It was painted a light tan with a white wall border. Once we got to the room 77, I knocked on the door. Of course, Erwin had to be a butthole and ruffle my hair, messing it up. I dropped my bag and looked back at him. He was grinning ear to ear like a little... "Do you know how long it takes to fix my hair? Look at it," I say, shoving it into his face. It comes down to my back, and it's thick and wavy. It's so hard to maintain." I heard the door open, but ignored it, rambling on. Erwin's face changed from one of mischief to shock. His eyes grew wide from behind his thick glasses, and his jaw dropped as he raised his eyebrows. "What?" I asked, confused. "Hey, what's up?" I heard from behind me with a laugh. The hair on the back of my neck stood up. My vision went foggy, and my stomach jumped. Slowly, I turned around. The hat, the jacket, those gorgeous bright blue eyes. Oh my goodness, Jack. My head swam. My stomach flipped even more. My eyes widened. You're Jack," I stuttered like a complete fool. "I can't freaking believe it," I whispered. "Oh, you watch my YouTube?" he asked, smiling brightly down at me. Darn, he had a gorgeous smile. Yeah, I said, standing straight up. Very slowly, I reached up and poked his arm. "Are you real?" I asked, mouth still open. He laughed and leaned on the doorframe. "Yeah, I'd like to think so. Why don't you 2 come in?" I followed slowly behind him, carefully observing my surroundings. His home was lovely. Everything was neat and organized. "So, what happened to your other roommates?" I asked, casually. I remember him saying a few times how he had roommates. "Oh, they just moved away," he said flatly. "Oh," I replied with a dull tone. "Well, here's your room," Jack said, smiling and opening a door. "It's not much, but I hope you like it." There was a king-size bed, fitted with purple and brown sheets, a flat-screen TV on a dresser, a mirror in the corner, a chair, and an empty shelf. The walls were a pasty purple, and the floor was tan. "They said you were a girl, so I tried to make it slightly feminine. If you don't like it, I can change it," he said shyly. "Purple's my favorite color," I said happily. His face lit up, and he formed a smile. "Oh, yay!" he laughed. Well, I'll let you unpack. If there's anything you need. He cut off, staring at my chest. At first, I thought he was being a pervert, but then I remembered Scabbers. I looked down, and his head was popping out of my pocket. Oh, hey, I forgot to tell you. I have a pet mouse. I smiled sheepishly at Jack. He's so cute, he cooed. You have a cage, though, right? He asked. Of course, I smiled. I remembered Irwin. I turned around quickly, looking all over the room. He was gone. Where did that little... I mumbled to myself. Was he your brother? Jack questioned. Heck no. If he was my cousin, he'd be dead by now if he was my brother, I said, dropping my bags and walking out of the room. Jack followed behind me. Irwin, I called softly. That won't get his attention, woman. Do it like this, Jack began, smiling. He cupped his hands over his mouth and yelled, Irwin! I clenched my face and stuck a finger in my ear, then wiggled. He was twice as loud in real life. Sorry, he laughed, patting me on the back. We heard a shuffle in the kitchen, and both glared over at it. Irwin came out, carrying a bag of cookies. He looked at us, then his eyes widened, one cookie in mouth. Irwin, you rude little boho! You can't just come into someone's house, sneak through it, and take their food. Especially Jack. You freaking took his cookies! What the heck is wrong with you? I shouted, walking over and slapping him across the face. I snatched the bag, handing them to Jack. I am so sorry about my cousin. I'll buy you more cookies. Jack smiled, reaching into the bag and ate one. Nobody takes Jack's cookies, he shouted. I ran over to Irwin and shoved him out the door. Go the heck home! But I just home! I slammed the door in his face and looked back at Jack, over at Jack. I felt horrible about that. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I don't care if you call me Jack or Sean. I'm used to both, so it's whatever, he said, nomming on another cookie. What about Jackaboy? I asked jokingly. Honestly, I still wouldn't care, he laughed, with his mouth half full. I could tell this was going to be the best time ever. So, that is it. I'm sorry if I made some mistakes. I'm sorry that if it's bad, or if it's really bad sounding, the audio's bad. I'm sorry. I tried to get the best I could, and I tried my hardest. But anyways, thank you. And thank you again, TechnoDewdrop, for letting me do this audio book. I will at least finish this book. I promise I will do that. I will either do that, and if I don't, then I will do something, I don't know. But I'll try my very hardest to get it done and everything. Thank you again. I'm sorry if this was bad. I don't know if it was good or not. I'm going to look through it, but thank you, and bye.